I will drink on air probably though, like water.
Okay, there's the opening coming. I muted the live stream, so I'm not hearing anything, but I'm presuming it's...
I can hear it.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually hearing it through your... Wow, that looks great.
You like it?
Sure.
It needs some work, but it's what I could do. And then ideally that would be a still, but for now we're working with the other one. See, Mediacracy is there. I have to.
So now we're on air.
Welcome to the pilot episode of Mediacracy, a co-production of CACTUS, avec, is that how you say it by the way?
Yeah.
NewWest TV and CHCO TV.
Mon nom est Simon Van Vliet, je suis président de l'Association des journalistes indépendants du Québec.
And I'm Kathy Edwards, Executive Director of the Canadian Association of Community Television.
Nous allons co-animer ensemble cette émission Mediacracy, où il sera question du rapport entre les médias et la démocratie à l'aube du 150e anniversaire du Canada.
We're talking about media. We often hear lots of terms in the press like media ownership concentration, net neutrality, diversity of voices. Over the course of the Mediacracy series, we're going to be talking about what these terms mean and how they apply here in Canada.
L'émission donnera la parole aux spécialistes et se penchera sur les enjeux de l'heure en ce qui concerne les médias et l'information au Canada.
But best of all, we'd like to hear from Canadians and air your thoughts and ideas each week by phone and Twitter.
Ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
For those of you who haven't heard of the console, okay, this is where I need to share the desktop. Are you ready?
Yes.
So that was me that was slow in coming up to that. Where did it go? You ready? For those of you who haven't heard of the consultation, it's called Canadian Content in a Digital World. You can participate individually by going to the website at www.canadiancontentconsultations.ca or www.consultationdescontenuscanadiens.ca. Going back to me, and I can't remember what the script was because I couldn't see it at the same time, so I've got to practice that.
Right.
That's
Donc là, c'est à mon tour.
Yeah, it's yours. As soon as I say the website, it's up to you.
Ouais. Les auditeurs et les auditrices peuvent nous faire part de leurs réflexions sur ces grands enjeux par téléphone ou via Twitter.
And after tonight's broadcast, we'll submit a report that summarizes your comments, and they'll become part of the official record of the consultation.
Avant de commencer, nous aimerions remercier les partenaires qui ont rendu possible la réalisation de ce premier pilote qui est diffusé en français, en anglais, en direct depuis Ottawa et Montréal, mis en ligne à New Westminster en Colombie-Britannique et retransmis sur le câble à travers tout le pays depuis St. Andrews au Nouveau-Brunswick. Une grande innovation.
And thanks also to Rabble.ca, OpenMedia.ca, and Ricochet. You can watch the live stream from any of these websites, as well as the website of CACTUS and AGIC.
Maintenant, avant de nous pencher sur les questions proposées par la ministre pour lancer la conversation, parlons un peu des transformations dans l'univers des médias qui ont mené à cette consultation.
Sorry, I'm slow because I had to restart my live stream. So, for example, broadcasters and magazine publishers that want to access government support have to offer a minimum percentage of Canadian content. Am I jumping ahead?
Yeah, you jumped.
Sorry, I jumped one.
Well,
Sorry.
You can still watch traditional broadcasting.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So while you can still watch traditional broadcast TV over the air or through a cable and a satellite subscription, you can still buy newspapers and books. Obviously, we're living in a world where more and more content is available online.
Les politiques culturelles au Canada ont traditionnellement cherché à soutenir la production de contenu canadien et à rendre ces contenus accessibles à la population, principalement par le biais des médias audiovisuels et des médias écrits.
So, for example, broadcasters and magazine publishers that want to access government support have to offer a minimum percentage of Canadian content, and cable and satellite packages have to include Canadian channels.
Avec l'arrivée de services de distribution à la demande comme Netflix, qui ne sont pas tenus de contribuer à la production de contenu canadien, c'est tout l'écosystème de financement des médias qui est perturbé.
So Canadian TV distributors like Rogers and Bell have to contribute to the production of Canadian content, but foreign services like Netflix don't. So they're saying it's unfair competition.
C'est dans ce contexte que la ministre du Patrimoine a lancé en septembre dernier des consultations sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
So here's the 3 questions that she's asking, and some of them are a bit of a mouthful, so hang on to your seats. First one is, what does a cultural system that supports creators and respects citizens' choice look like to you? And Deepak, we just lost our picture and everything. All we can see now is Twitter and your super.
Right. Sorry, I made a mistake.
And in fact, I was supposed to share the screen, my screen for these. Your revolving thing doesn't go on till later.
Actually, you screwed me totally because you're not following the script. And so I don't even know where we are. I can't read the script and try and figure out where we are and manage all this stuff. So we have to stay. You see, what I'm doing is watching for the next thing, preparing for it, and then having it up and ready to go when I see that we're there.
So we have been following the script exactly, and we're now at the one that says font, cut to Kathy's shared desktop where I have a PowerPoint sequence.
Okay, I got that, and I made a little mistake there.
Okay.
But I think there was a desk share I was waiting for and set up, and that didn't happen.
What we,
That's where we're at. Oh, no, right.
On page 2,
yeah.
you were supposed to share your desktop. You didn't do it.
Let me see.
Yeah, you were supposed to put the graphic with the web address.
So I was scrambling around.
I thought I
trying
did
to figure out. No, you didn't do it. I did it. So that was a scramble to find it, put it up, and while I'm doing all that, I have no idea where we are in the script because my attention has been elsewhere, right?
Understood. So I did, that is the one that I shared. Remember, we've already shared one since we started rolling, right? That's the one that I shared.
I didn't see it. Why don't we go back and pick it up from where you go to the share?
The first share or the second share?
The first share.
Okay.
And give me a page number.
2.
Okay.
So I can just start with my little phrase before that. Donc, ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine canadien sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
Yeah, you could go a little slower if you want. You're going so fast, Simon, it sounds like you're reading. Like, you pretend you're talking to someone.
Right.
Now, Kathy.
Yep.
You've got to be ready to get that screen share up quickly.
Right.
So you were yawning while I'm waiting for you to put this up, right?
I know, I'm practicing you too, right? That's why we're doing it.
Okay. Don't yawn.
Okay, so I'll just go back to my little phrase there. Donc, ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue sur la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
For those of you who haven't seen, okay, so I need to really share it beforehand while he's doing it. I can't talk and share at the same time.
Well, now what's going to happen is that your picture is going to become the share. So that's why the share doesn't really work all that well.
You mean, well, how do you know when I'm ready? Well, I see. Well, I think
let me tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
I have a preview window, and I have the ability to go from preview to program.
Right.
And when your picture turns to the share,
right,
I flip it into program.
Correct.
So that's what I'm waiting for.
You're waiting till my picture switches. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it up in the previous one when Simon's coming up for it. I'm going to load it then.
Yeah, now if you do that, your picture becomes the share.
That's right. And as soon as you see that, you know to cut to it.
Yeah, but
So-
let
so-
Simon
so-
finish. Let Simon finish before you make the click.
No, it doesn't matter because he's talking about it already. So what this does is it takes the responsibility off you, Deepak. It's my problem to share it. Your cue is when you see my little head fill with it, you take it. We can still see Simon. We don't have to have his picture going with his voice. The TV never does that.
Sure.
Okay, so let's take it from the one before and I'll see how.
Yeah.
Remember, this is just as much a practice for us too, Deepak. I never said I was going to be perfect. Okay.
I know.
I have to keep clicking my live stream to make it keep going. It keeps freezing. But it's okay. I figured out how to mute it right away now, so it's no problem. Okay, so I'm going to go back to but best of all on page 2. We'll be hearing from Canadians and hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, just before you start, I want to ask Simon, are you tracking the live stream? Is it solid for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it may be something with your computer. It shouldn't be slowing down.
Oh, well, I was wondering if I should just upgrade to be on the safe side. Okay, anyway, should we go?
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing I'm going to do is I had the script at the bottom and the PowerPoint at the top, and it should be the other way around, so I don't have to look as far. There we go. Okay. Best of all, we'd like to hear from Canadians and hear your thoughts and ideas each week by phone and Twitter.
Ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
Oh, and I got to say something, and now I can't see it. So I also have to, sorry, I've got a 2-part job there, which is I have to remember what I'm saying while it's up. Excuse me. Can we try that one more time?
Yeah.
So why is it? Oh, I see. And then I got to hit escape to get rid of it. Okay, let's try one more time. This is exactly why we're doing this. By the way, in case you're panicking and thinking we don't have time for it, we really need to only get into the first set of questions and stop, because that's the phone practice. And then Simon and I need to practice the summary of one section, and really we're done. Okay,
Yeah.
So I need to say this, I need to load it while Simon's on, and I need to remember to say, for those of you who haven't heard of it, she's posted 3 questions in a background document at, I really should add the French site because it's not the same. So I'll do that, it's on my list. There's PowerPoint.
Hey, you're watching Jake and Amir. Top 5.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. But best of all, we want to hear from Canadians and air your thoughts and ideas each week by phone and Twitter.
Ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
And if you go to www.canadiancontentconsultations.ca, you can participate directly up until next Friday, the 25th, and read the background paper.
Where's the...
Didn't you see it?
No,
Oh, I did share it.
no, you didn't.
Oh, let's try. I thought I did. Try again.
Ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine.
Let me start with the sentence before. Okay.
Right.
But best of all, we'll be hearing from Canadians and airing your thoughts and ideas each week by phone and Twitter.
Ce soir, dans le cadre du pilote de l'émission, nous vous invitons à partager votre point de vue concernant la consultation lancée par la ministre du Patrimoine sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
If you want to go yourself to www.canadiancontentconsultations.ca or www.consultationcontinucanadien.ca, it's open until November 25th, and you can read the background document.
Aujourd'hui, les auditeurs et les auditrices peuvent nous faire part de leurs réflexions par téléphone ou via Twitter.
And after tonight's broadcast, we'll submit the report that summarizes your comments and it'll become part of the official record of the consultation.
Mais avant de commencer, nous aimerions remercier les partenaires qui ont rendu possible la réalisation de ce premier épisode qui est diffusé en direct depuis Ottawa et Montréal, mis en ligne à New Westminster en Colombie-Britannique et retransmis sur le câble à travers tout le pays depuis St. Andrews au Nouveau-Brunswick, le tout dans les 2 langues officielles.
Thanks also to Rabble.ca, openmedia.ca, and Ricochet, who are streaming live from their websites tonight, as well as from the websites of CACTUS and EGIC.
Maintenant, avant de nous pencher sur les questions proposées par la ministre pour lancer la conversation, parlons un peu de la transformation en cours dans l'univers des médias.
So while you can still watch traditional broadcast TV over the air through cable or satellite subscription, and you can still buy newspapers and books, more and more content's available online. We all know that.
Les politiques culturelles du Canada ont traditionnellement cherché à soutenir la production de contenu canadien et à rendre ces contenus accessibles à la population, principalement par le biais des médias audiovisuels ou des médias écrits.
So, for example, broadcasters and magazine publishers that want to access government support have to offer a minimum percentage of Canadian content, and cable and satellite packages have to have Canadian channels.
Avec l'arrivée des services de distribution à la demande comme Netflix, qui ne sont pas tenus de contribuer à la production de contenu canadien, c'est tout l'écosystème de financement des médias qui est perturbé.
So Canadian television distributors like Rogers, Bell, Videotron, Shaw, they've got to produce right now to the production of Canadian content, but foreign services like Netflix don't. So they're saying it's unfair competition.
C'est dans ce contexte que la ministre du Patrimoine a lancé en septembre des consultations sur le contenu canadien dans un monde numérique.
So here are the 3 questions. First one is, what is a cultural system that supports creators and respects citizens' choice?
Now, we have changed the questions. Oh, I see what you did.
Well, I've got the full question. You've got the short version.
Yeah, but you can't read your version.
If it's full frame, can you? That's what the test is for, can we? Otherwise, I'll have to do something.
Yeah, I can't read it.
Oops, hang on. Can you read it now?
No.
I can't see it at the same time.
It would have to be full frame in your PowerPoint.
It is full frame in my PowerPoint.
I mean, you'd have to enhance the
text
font size.
Okay. So I'll show you what I did. So we need to think through. I made a series of 6. So the Simon goes, you see his. Question 2. So it's question 2.
But
so we can't do it all on one screen then. We just have to do one at a time, and I can make it a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So I want you to see what I've done with the text that you gave us.
Yeah.
So go back to take away the share.
Yeah.
And so here's what I've got.
Yeah, no, it's great. So the intent was at the beginning of the show to show the full question one time. So they have heard it while we're talking. But then while the calls are coming in and while we're chatting, we'll just see your little short forms that loop. So what I'll do is I'll change these slides so that only English and French has to fit on each one. So it'll be question 1, English, French, and it'll be a lot bigger font. I think it's like 20 now. I can bump it up to 26 or something easy. Do you want me to, I'll tell you what, I'll just do the first one right now just to make sure it'll work, okay? Let me just dunk this.
So now we only have the text super on screen. I don't know if that's normal. Thanks.
How do I make this big again? Oh yeah, it's only 18 font now. If I only have one question at a time, I can make it like
probably 60 or something.
30.
Yeah, you need it up around 30 before anybody can read it.
Yeah, okay, it's 36. So here, I'll share the screen again. I can make it so there's only one question at a time. And I wipe English to French, so it looks kind of nice. Here we go.
Share.
Sorry. There. This one.
Sorry, just 1 second.
All right.
Well, that's better.
Yeah. That
Can you
works.
make it bigger still?
Maybe a little. I gotta get out and unshare for a sec. Let's see. That's 40. 44. What?
Yeah, that's looking better.
Yeah.
Let me make it full size. Whoops. I have to not share from the beginning. So this
Yeah.
is good meaning for me there.
You know, Kathy, if you click the icon right next to the one you just clicked, it opens to the current slide.
Okay, that's why we're doing it. So is that going to be good?
Yeah, that works.
So I can do it so when I'm talking, you see the white, and then the next slide also has pink. So French gets added dynamically, so it's not quite so dull. And then it'll go to the second slide and the third slide.
Okay, so let's rehearse that.
Sure.
Okay.
So
You won't see the right slides now. Do you want me to quickly edit them?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay, I'll quickly edit them. So I have to do, let me see, 1, 2. That becomes this slide. We just said